Hey, how's it going, Creative Nation? So today I've just been working, it's Friday today, I've been working on a new feature around, SQL. It has some of like Java and all those good things, right? So it's a new code base, and I just wanted to share out with you guys my struggles and how I deal with those things and some of the key skills that I've developed for me to be able to manage my frustrations when it comes to, handling new problems and being able to come up with new solutions. And the number one skill when it comes to that is developing and cultivating your skill of patience. Patience is something that mostly you will require in life in general, but if you're a software engineer, a coder, developer, it becomes really important because a lot of the times you just might be scratching your head, for hours, for days, for even weeks without even a solution coming to your head. And considering that I'm working with Java now, it's a language that I only learned back in college and I never really used it professionally, working as a software developer with companies or clients or anything like that. I have mostly been working with Ruby on Rails in my old job, so I was very familiar with that. But looking at a new code base here, sometimes it's challenging to be able to understand what's going on, how user interactions happen, how different triggers and methods get called, and how the data gets persisted to your SQL database or whatever database you might be using. And there's a lot of complexity involved there, right? It's basically literally a maze. You have to follow the trail to find out what is the flow of those triggers, what is the flow of those user interactions happening, and what methods and classes get called at different times for you to be able to operate different operations. What really needs to happen here is you need to develop a context of the code, what's happening when, what triggers are being called, what methods are being called, and where are they located in different files and things like that, right? And it literally takes time to be able to understand that and follow that trail and build that context in your mind to be able to write code and contribute your own code to a code base and not break anything, but also build your feature or add modifications to your feature on the problem that you might be working with. And it does take time to be able to understand all of these things because they're so complex in nature, especially when you are learning a new language or working in a new code base and you're looking at code that has been written by other people, right? So it might just be hard for you to be able to look at all of this code and manage all the complexities and manage your own frustrations while creating a solution that could potentially work. And some of the problems that could happen here are that you might just get frustrated, scratching your head over time, and you might not be coming up with any solutions. And that is okay because the more you focus in, with patience, the more you can manage your own frustrations and your emotions. You will find that you can clearly think about the problem and ideas will come to you. The more time you spend in the code base, the more time you spend with the problem, thinking about the problem and different solutions, thinking about the different variables, different methods, and over time a pattern will emerge, where things will make more sense to you as to how the flow of the entire feature is happening, all the way from the front end as to how a user interacts or makes an action happen to what methods and different triggers are called in the back end, and how even a piece of data gets changed or persisted to your database. So all of those things take time for you to understand and create a solution around that, right? And if you're just finding yourself frustrated looking at this problem all the time, the solution will not come to you because you have to manage your emotions, you have to manage your frustrations and spend more time with the problem, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours looking at all the different edge cases, at all the different angles in the code base. And with patience, you will be able to develop that pattern, find that pattern, and once you have enough ideas to write your own pseudocode or at least make sense of the problem and the solution that you're trying to come up with and try to explain it in your own words in English first, and then be able to write some pseudocode and finally be able to implement that with the right syntax and things like that. And then you move on to testing that code, adjusting and making modifications to fit that acceptance criteria for that feature. And all of this might take time, which is why you need to cultivate that skill of patience to be able to manage your frustrations and emotions and spend more time with the problem. No problem is unsolvable, right? That is just not the case, because if that was the case, no one would actually hire you or give you the money to solve that problem. So the only thing that it comes down to then is your ability to be able to spend enough time with the problem and come up with different creative set of solutions which you can then implement and come to a proper conclusion, right? So patience is that skill, guys. Be it in your life, be it in your career as a software developer, you really need to develop patience patience to be able to provide value, because if you're frustrated all the time, you can't think clearly, you cannot create solutions, you cannot feel creative enough to come up with ideas, and it's not just gonna be one idea, two ideas, three ideas. It might take you days of idea generations to even come up with a proper solution that could help you out, building out your feature and writing that code for that feature that you're working on, for your clients or for your company. So learn to develop patience in your life, learn to develop patience in all things you do, not just your code, but in your life as well. Because if you can manage your emotions and feelings, you will find it easier for yourself to be able to come up with the solutions that can help you. So that is one of the key skills that I have found to be helpful in my life and career, and I just wanted to share it out with you guys. A lot of the times it's not the technical skills. You don't have to be technically sound all the way and need to know, understand the inside and out of programming language and every software tool that you need to learn and master. But as long as you have the patience to spend the time, you will find yourself successful, and you will find yourself coming up with creative solutions to the problems that you're, getting paid for to solve, actually. So develop patience, guys. It's gonna take you long ways, not just in your career, but also life in general, and manage your ups and downs. Be the person who can actually deliver value. People like to work with people who have patience and who can manage their emotions and who can manage their feelings, so that they can focus and spend more time on solving the problem rather than feeling frustrated all the time, right? So it's going to go long ways. It's going to help you quite a bit with these challenges of life and your career in general. So that's all I wanted to share out with you guys in this video. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos like this, not just about technical aspects of things, because it's a lot of times you need to have the right mindset to be able to successfully do your job and create value. So having these soft skills is as important as having your technical skills, and this takes time. Developing these skills takes time, but keep working on it. Don't feel discouraged if you find yourself not being able to deliver solutions right away, because these things take time. But as long as you can keep working on yourself and keep working on your skill of patience, you will be able to learn the things that you need to deliver solutions and solve problems in general. So keep that in mind, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right.